What it do, Durag Nation? With Suicide Squad reportedly no longer releasing this year, superhero gaming fans don't have much left to look forward to other than Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So today I wanted to go over everything we know so far about the game, from what villains will be in it to when the first gameplay showcase will happen. So hit the like button, and if you make it to the end and aren't satisfied, change it to a dislike. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is of course the highly anticipated sequel to 2018's Marvel's Spider-Man, but takes place after the events of 2020's Spider-Man Miles Morales. In a blog post, Sony confirmed Spider-Man 2 would have a fall 2023 release window, which is when all the previous games were released, with Spider-Man PS4 coming early September and Miles Morales releasing in November. So Spider-Man 2 should be somewhere in between. And while both those games are available on the PS4 and PS5, Marvel Spider-Man 2 will not have last-gen support and is expected to launch exclusively on PlayStation 5. However, it should eventually release on PC, since Sony has been committed to making PC versions of their first-party games, so it would make sense to eventually release Spider-Man 2 there as well, since Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales were recently ported over. As far as villains go, excluding the DLC, you fought a whopping 10 different villains in Marvel Spider-Man, and while it's possible they may scale down given the threat level and storyline they seem to be following, I'd be surprised if there was less than 7. Based on the previous games and the reveal trailer, we already have a decent idea of the villain lineup. Venom was shown in the trailer and will likely be the game's main villain, but the narrator seemed to be Kraven the Hunter, another iconic Spider-Man villain. Given that the game will feature both a playable Miles Morales and Peter, it's possible each could get their own main villain to deal with. If that's the case, it would make the most sense for Venom to be linked to Peter, given their connection in the comics and the fact that in the Insomniac's universe, it was shown that Harry Osborn was infected by the symbiote, which likely rules out Eddie Brock and Flash Thompson. Considering Norman Osborn was a non-combat villain in the first game, it seems likely he could show up as the Green Goblin in this one, especially if he finds out his son is Venom and Spider-Man takes him out. Kraven going after Miles would make sense as well, since he is motivated by the thrill of hunting. So Kraven could see Miles as more of a challenge due to him having cloaking and bioelectricity in addition to his spider powers. Based on his game, the return of Kingpin seems likely in some way after the crime boss managed to threaten Miles' friends and family despite being locked in a raft. It wouldn't surprise me if he manages to escape and attempts to reclaim his criminal empire. Spider-Man Miles Morales also ends with Kurt Connors showing up during a post-credit scene, which could be setting up a showdown with the Lizard. Speaking of DLC, in City That Never Sleeps, Yuri Watanabe abandons the police force to pursue justice on her own terms as Wraith. Considering her method of dealing with criminals, this is likely to bring her in direct conflict with Peter, or it could even lead to a potential team-up. In the comics, Wraith uses stolen gear from another iconic Spider-Man villain, Mysterio, so this could also be Insomniac's way of bringing him into their universe. A Mysterio boss battle could really serve as a spectacular set piece, so I hope that is what they're planning here. Speaking of set pieces, it would be amazing if the opening for Spider-Man 2 is a boss battle against Sandman. As fun as trying to stop Rhino from rampaging through the city was, I think we've seen enough of him, and Sandman would properly set the tone for the new game. He's also confirmed to exist in the Insomniac universe by a collectible trophy in the first game, so having him come back for revenge to take on both Miles and Peter would be epic. Other villains we could potentially see again are Taskmaster, who was a side villain in the first game, and Black Cat, who is closer to a love interest but had a big role in the Marvel Spider-Man DLCs. Some players have said they are worried about how much of the game will be just Peter and if they'll be forced to play Miles just as often. This hasn't been confirmed, but I think it'd be realistic to expect a combination of Miles and Peter's specific missions while having the ability to switch between the two during the rest of the game. The gameplay showcase should give us more information on that, and according to industry insider Jeff Grubb, Sony is planning to drop it before E3, which takes place in June, which likely means we'll get the showcase sometime in May. And for more on the latest Spider-Man 2 promo, check out this next video.